rolling?
For the past maybe 2 years, I've been editing Teesta Setalvad's Memoirs, her life story. And the reason we at LeftWord were very excited to have this book is that during the summer of 2013 and into 2014, from that period, there was a almost demonization of Teesta, so that in the media, from mainly BJP politicians, one heard about a person called Teesta Setalvad that those of us who worked with her couldn't recognize and were not able to recognize. And we thought at LeftWord that it's important for her to tell her story so that the Teesta we know, the real Teesta, can be understood by people and can be understood for the very important work she's done, not only with regard to the pogrom of 2002 in Gujarat and its aftermath, in other words, the search for justice for the survivors and the victims of 2002, but before that, in anticipation of 2002, the important intellectual and journalistic work she did with communalism combat to reveal the kind of lineages that led up to 2002. This is the Teesta that we wanted to present to the readership, and we're very happy to have her book, which is, I think, going to be not only greatly interesting to people to understand who Teesta Setalvad is, but also, I think, a very interesting account of a young person becoming political. And so, we hope you're going to enjoy this. It's a very important book for us.
What was it in the book that really touched you at a personal level, Vijay?
The thing that really got me personally in this book is the story of how somebody from a background of reasonable privilege, somebody who comes from a position where their path is laid out before them, is struck by the inequities and the violence in the world around her, and decides to take a path different from that which had been foreseen for her. And she writes quite movingly about the decision to take this other path and how she was able to see with eyes different than perhaps if she had become, somebody, a mainstream lawyer, or perhaps even a mainstream journalist. I think she writes very honestly about coming to terms with the world she lives in and trying to improve that world.
There's something of a current struggle against the sort of machinery of the state that has been let loose upon her with all its strength. Does some of that also come through in the book?
Well, the government of India has been unrelenting in putting pressure both on Teesta and on her husband Javed Anand. And, it's been a non-stop barrage against them, against the work they do. So certainly there is a great deal of stress in some of the prose when she writes about this period. And interestingly, the book flows beautifully when she writes of her childhood, her college years, the years of documenting injustice after the Bombay riots of 1993. That prose is very even, it's very beautiful. When she comes to the present, you can see how difficult this is and has been for her and her family and the work she's been doing. So one of the interesting features of this book is even at the level of the prose, there is the impact of this government's attack upon her.